Here is one thing, because we also, as men, I want Tabitha and the rest of the women to know that we're also trying to understand this subject, and we also come from women.
It's true.
Yes, and we also come from women. So I think sometimes, like viewing this in a very antagonistic lens sometimes is not helpful. You get men to run away.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why you're noticing men are not even commenting now. It's very few of them who are commenting. So I think also, if we are looking this as a societal problem and not just, like as a woman problem, because we all live, with women, we all come from women, is where you have to make us also understand the problem, and of course also understand that our level of understanding is only going to get to a certain point, because we'll never go through a menstrual cycle in our life. Now, going back to the Senate, and I hate doing this. I hate doing this, but we have, I like looking at things from a perspective where we're looking for a solution, and we're not looking for who's morally correct or who's winning.
It's not even about...
Let me finish. Yeah, we're not looking for who's morally correct or it's a man versus woman thing. I think, honestly, there are so many people, both men and women, who, want a solution to this. Unfortunately, the Senate, it's nice to say, rules are this or that. Unfortunately for the Senate, that's a place where even your movement, there's rules based on your movement, on when you can move and how you can move, on everything. And unfortunately, you have a speaker there, and the speaker has to make a ruling, unfortunately. So there's two options here. We can either leave it, and like Uno said, there was a situation, and I was watching it. The speaker did not even know, what was going on, because there was a ruckus happening. He did not even know what was going on, so as he was trying to understand it, he was forced on the fly to make a ruling. So what I'm saying is that if there's that ruling that we feel that is bad, of asking the lady to leave and go clean and then come back, if we feel that's bad, then I think, in all honesty, we need to have, because unfortunately the Senate is a house of rules, and I know, maybe there's some people who don't like rules, and if you don't like rules, unfortunately, the Senate is not a place you should be, because that's just unfortunately, if you watch any Senate proceeding, that's just the way it is. But what I'm saying is that maybe, one second, Mika, maybe a ruling, what I was suggesting is maybe something should be created so that the senator does not have that option of making that bad decision of asking someone to leave because she has her periods. Now that we know that this can happen, it can happen at any time, it can happen to anyone, let's have a situation whereby if it happens again, whether the Senate is a good person or a bad person, they will be tied by those rules to give discretion to the person who's there to either stay or to leave. That's all that I'm saying.
I honestly hear you on that statement of saying that there needs, but let's look at how many issues affect men that we sit down and discuss in terms of, if this happens to you, this is the decision we're going to make. Not many. And when you look at this situation, it's not that Gloria would not have wanted to go and clean up and come back, but have you ever stained something bright colored with blood? Can you imagine how much time it would take her for her to take those pants off, try to clean them in the sink, try to dry them, and then put them back on and go back? And at what point does she get this comfort of doing all this while still trying to get back to work? There is a form of defeat that comes with a certain level of staining. There's nothing that you can do about that situation unless someone offers you a lasso and you tie it around your waist. You can't clean that suit. It's pretty much way beyond just a small spot that you can dab with water. So I feel like instead of castigating her and making her feel more defeated about that situation, and this is me going from a standpoint of this having been an actual, leak from her actual cycle and not a deliberate state of activism, I feel like there was no reason to even bring it up, because it is defeating enough. From a woman's standpoint, you just don't even know how you're going to make your next move because you can feel it happen. It's not that it just happens and you just don't know. You can feel it happen. You know it's gone, it's stained. There's nothing you can do about that. So what does she do?
Can I say something?
Before you say something.
Yeah.
Mika
I know
wanted to say
Mika wants to
something.
say
Oh, okay.
something.
Sorry, Mika, go ahead.
Mika, go ahead.
Okay, so what I wanted to say is that I agree with the ladies when they say this was uncalled for. And I also understand where Ali you're coming from and say that it's a house of rules. But then instead of debating on what happened and what did happen, I feel that, as you said, they should come up with a rule whereby if somebody notices something like this has happened, they can allow the speaker that they want to have a discreet conversation with another member, and then they can go and, like, instead of the lady talking out in public on the Senate floor, she could have walked to the other senator and whispered to her. And then this is where also Senate should be thinking, okay, we have female representatives here, and this can happen. We should provide them with an area where they can be always have a change of clothes. They can have their sanitary towels over there. Like, they should be able to be afforded a place for themselves, right? You see the way work, like, it can be used for even just pumping. If one of them has given birth and she needs to pump milk, she can go there. Like, give the women a space where they can be able to satisfy their needs. Make the Senate a women-friendly